Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up guys, it's Freddy Gospo and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Ikuo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
モティーズ。
The brightness, called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウエット A。ウエット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up guys, it's Freddy Gospo and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Ikuo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
モティーズ。
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウェット A。 ウェット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Ikuo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
Motorsports.
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウェット A。 ウェット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Galspo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
「ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウェット A。 ウェット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜革新のカーボンベゼルBluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ
Made in Japan. Breed.
How's everyone doing this morning? Well, for us, it's morning. So how's everybody doing this morning for the G-SHOCK Presents Formula Drift Japan 2021 Series, Round 1, Top 32. I'll be your host, Kenny Harris, out here at the Suzuka Twin Circuit in the Mia Prefecture, alongside with my co-host out here, Judge Translator Robbie Nishida.
How you guys doing? And welcome back if you watched us yesterday during Qualify. And hello and good to see you guys again. It's been a long time since we had the top 32 battles here in Japan. How long has it been? Like
about 215 days or so, well over half a year. So it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I was getting kind of lazy during this time, but you know what? Now we're back in action. Really excited to see some drifting. Too bad it's not sunny and we can't see all the smoke and stuff like that, and it's really wet, rainy. But hopefully it'll stay like this all day instead of becoming blotchy like yesterday.
So if you were watching yesterday in qualifying, it started raining, but today it actually was already raining when we showed up to the track, and pretty much has a consistent downfall of rain. So these drivers are actually getting it down. We've been watching practice for about the last hour, and we're pretty impressed by some of these tandem battles that are already going down.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see because it's going to be really, really hard because this is a brand new track for everybody. I mean, it's all equal because not much people had so much practice yesterday because the rain started at qualify. So the only practice time they have this morning, they got to figure their cars out and figure it out how to tandem going against these cars.
Yeah, exactly. And then yesterday, obviously, if you did tune in, it did stop raining and the track kind of dried up, allowing some of these guys to try to get the hang of their car again in the dry/wet. But now they're all on this back to the wet track, so they're all on the same playing field again.
Yeah, let's go ahead and introduce the other judge and also the other host on the other side of this bench here.
Yeah, so we have Tom Saiba and Yoichi Imamura right at the other end. They're on the Japanese side for the live stream, so go check them out. Hit them up on the chat and say what's up.
There they are. There they are. Or
You'll see them.
Where are we getting?
We're right here.
Oh,
they're
way.
on the other end.
Yep.
Down there. There they are.
So Tom Saiba is going to be the host, and Yoichi is going to be the commentator as well. But he's also doing double duty like me. He's going to be commentating and also judging. So excuse me if I go silent for a minute because I'm going to have to concentrate on the judging time to time.
And then we also have Ryan Lontang. He'll be judging also from afar. So there he is.
There he is, Ryan. Ryan.
What's up?
We miss you. Japan misses you. I see you. Me.
He says, I love you.
So I love you. Yeah, we love you too.
we
love
you.
Yeah, so Ryan is in the States currently, and I believe it's probably almost midnight or something. So make sure on this. Oh, it's not midnight yet.
It's about like, what, 8 o'clock? Almost 9 o'clock?
Yeah, it's later, yeah. So
yeah. But for those of you that are tuning into us in the States and all around the world, we really do appreciate it. I know it's late in some of the location, and some of y'all are in the same area as us, so we do appreciate it. But so like we were talking about, Suzuka Twin Circuit is a new setup this year. We talked about it a little bit during qualifying yesterday, but Robbie's going to give us a little bit more detail upon what we're looking at for this new track layout.
Yeah, so, there we go. Right now, they got some practice going on. Look at that. That's #1 qualifier, LB Racing. Katsuya Hibino driving the S15 with the 4-rotor twin turbo and the 4-time champion, Andrew Gray. He is...
So you can see the layout right now. So you got the straightaway coming in, and then they're going to hit up the outer zone. There's going to be 4 outer zones through this whole track. So.
Yeah, so we flipped the track around completely. So you'll probably see the layout in a minute. We'll go ahead and show you that. But before I go into that, we want to go ahead and introduce you our pit reporter. She is in the pits. She'll be doing some interviews time to time. So give her some love, guys. Marina Hojo is out there. Marina-chan!
It's me again, Marina Hojo. So today I'm also going to interview two drivers at Hot Pit as a motor game support girl. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's rainy here, but let's have fun together.
Of course.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Marina. Of course, we're going to have a good time because it's drifting. What's not fun about drifting? It's fun to do. It's fun to watch. It's just
but then on top of that, it's tandem battles.
Exactly.
So yesterday you got qualifying. Yes, you get to see the individual. They get to show their stuff, get the best scores that they could throw out there, give us the best run they got. But guess what? Today, now we have the actual battles of the top 32, which today we're actually, what are we down to?
27 cars,
27
I believe? Yeah,
cars.
So there was a couple of cars that got double incompletes, which ended up having us to only have 27 cars within the 32. So the cars that didn't make it, or I'm sorry, the cars that don't have an opponent for top 32, they will be running their bye runs for top 32. I think there's like about 5 cars or something.
There is.
So let's go over what we've been talking about, the qualified. The top 10 qualifies. We'll go ahead and show you a little roundup of what happened yesterday.
See where they're at. Let's see the top 10 right here.
Yeah, it was severely crazy conditions. Here we go.
So first we got number 19, Yuichi Amagai. As y'all remember, he had that really dark green S15 last year. Same car, but different color.
Car number 88, 888, Kenji Yamada. He's rocking the SR right there in his S15. Still kicking it He made it in top 9.
Nice clean runs there. Next we have 444 Takatoshi Imameda.
He's on the 5X tires. Very subtle, clean run by him. And right here we got number 38, the veteran FD Japan, Tadahiro Fukada. He had a really, really smooth run, so he made it in 7th place.
Next, y'all know him. We have number 6 right here qualifying. Number 100, Andrew Gray with the RC 2J Big Turbo under the hood.
Yep, four-time champion here in FD Japan, and he is going for the championship. And here we go. This is last year's champion, Koichi Yamashita, car number 8, JZX 100 Mark II. Nice new body kit, nice new wide body kit by Weld. Top 5 spot.
Yep, next we have number 36, Kazumi Takahashi in the BMW E92 1GR.
He was, I believe, 2nd place last year.
He was.
In the championship, yep.
It was a close points battle between the top 3, so.
Yeah. And right here, he just came out. He was like, you know what? I'm going to come back with a nice 3-rotor turbo. Manabu Fujinaka, car number 808. He's been driving this FD for a long time, and then he just needed this big break. And he actually kind of, you know, blew everybody out of their seats to made a great run.
Next, we have qualifying number 2 is number 15, Katsuhiro Ueno. Much of you remember him in his S15, but this year he brought out his 180. Same engine, same power plant, but definitely screams across. You'll hear it through the mic for sure.
Aggressive car, and this car is more aggressive maybe because yesterday for his first ever qualifier run in FD Japan this year, in this car, the LB Racing 4-rotor twin-turbo S15, driven by car number 4, Tetsuya Hibino. Mad angle everywhere. Look at that. Outside line all the way. He scored like a 94, and that was the first run in the wet. And these guys didn't practice in the wet. They practiced all day in the dry, and this is the first time they had one sight lap. But look at that line. He just made it all the way out to the line. Very pointy, sharp-looking car. Really excited to see him in the mix this year.
He definitely set
going
the
for
bar
the championship.
high.
Yep.
He set the bar high there, but man, that car is insane how loud it is.
All right, so here we go. Let me go ahead and show you the track. Basically, this is the right way on the track. Usually, up until last year or the year before, we were running it backwards, where we were sitting on the other side, right behind where the start line is now. Now the straightaway is about the same. We have outside zone 1. This time there's no wall there. You got to carry the car through and be on the outside line on outside zone 1 all the way through outside zone 2. After outside zone 2, you got to make a quick transition going out to outside zone 3. Now you don't want to hang out on outside zone 3 way too long because we have this long stretch in between the outside zone 3 to the touch and go. Cars are going to shallow up here, but it's okay as long as you're in drift motion going through the touch and go. Now after the touch and go, you have to quickly rotate the car going to the outside zone 4, try to fill that zone as well, and the finish line is directly after the outside zone 4. Now we have line, angle, and style where we gave the points out for the qualify yesterday. Now it's tandem, and it's a different story. It's not about scoring. It's about how well the lead car is going to drive his the best qualifier run versus the chase car trying to be as close as possible on the same line and the same angle is close.
Trying to keep that proximity,
keep up with the lead car. Now you have to make sure that your car isn't spinning out going through the finish line either, or straightening out in the track, or hard straightening or spinning out. That'll make an incomplete, or that'll give the driver an incomplete, which you're going to lose out on that battle, depending on how the other when you switch around. Or when the cars swap, how everything goes.
Exactly. So yeah, a lot of you are probably wondering, why are there so many outer zones, all this? But it definitely gives that challenge to these drivers to really dissect this track and try to get that right line to be able to connect from 3 to 4. Outer zones 3 and 4, you got that long stretch with that touch and go. A lot of the drivers yesterday were really struggling coming into outer zone 3 and carrying it all the way through. So today it's going to be a really big test for them.
Yeah, but
especially
I think
being leads and then chasing them right behind.
Yeah, but I think the wet is kind of how can I say it?
Helping them
out a little bit, yeah. But the way we have everything and the way we are judging it, we want to make sure that the car in front isn't trying to run away. If there's too many in clips, you know, it doesn't give the chase car any space to get any closer. If they have to cheat the line a little bit or shallow up a little bit just to catch up to get the proximity, you know, that gives them the chance. But having a lot of outside zones, I really like it because it gives the chase car a huge chance to be able to suck right into the door of the lead car.
And at the end of the day, it's drifting. That's what we want to see.
Exactly.
So ultimately, we just want to see these guys going head-to-head, battling it out, drifting, and trying to get as close as they can and make these crazy angles that they do.
Now, as you can see, it's wet, and it looks like it's going to stay this way the whole day, unfortunately. But at the same time, like I was saying earlier, it's better for it to stay wet than get dry and wet and dry and wet. It's really confusing. It doesn't, how can I say it? The confidence level goes down because you're scared the car might grip up, the car might over-rotate. It's nerve-wracking for the drivers, too. So I think as long as it's wet,
Keeping that consistency is what they want.
Yeah.
Yesterday was very hectic. A lot of you that tuned in on it and everything and checked us out, you were able to see it from start to finish whenever it went from wet to dry, and you saw how all the spin outs, the struggles with the drivers trying to get control of their vehicles and be able to hold the angle all the way through. So definitely good that, you know, we can have some consistency around here, but it is very unfortunate that it is raining because, I mean, it is obviously, you all know we want to see the smoke show out here.
Yes, maybe we'll be able to see that one day, or maybe it'll clear out because we're going to go through the bracket for the top 32 first, and we have a little bit of a break in between. Maybe it'll clear out by top 16. You never know.
Yeah, true. We got a little time here. So, yeah, like we talked about yesterday, so last year we were unable to have the final event here at Suzuka. We had to end it a little short due to, you know, what's going on around the world with COVID-19.
Yeah, because of COVID. So Suzuka was supposed to be our season opener last year, but it got pushed back to December because of COVID. And as everything was going along, we were able to, you know, make it all the way to round 4. Round 5 was supposed to be at Suzuka, and they had to cancel that as well because of the situation we were in then. So. So there we go. We see the LB Racing, Liberty Walk Racing. This is a very famous car. First ever F15 with the 4-rotor twin turbo in it.
Just debuted it a few weeks ago too, so very impressive. The driver's been doing a phenomenal job. It's like he's been driving it for years.
Exactly.
Yesterday, the way he proved, I mean, granted, look at it. He pulled off the #1 qualifying spot with a 94, so very impressive driver, impressive car, and look at that body line. Like, it's intense. Intensity all the way around.
Yeah, so I believe this is like the Hoshino Racing S12 that used to be a real race car, and they actually, S12 Sylvia. So this is like 1, 2, 3, like 4 generations before this S15, and they brought this livery onto this car. Because you guys know, like LB Racing, Liberty Walk, they have a lot of, you know, high-end car and body kits and stuff like that, but he also likes the Kaido racer style cars where they have the big lips and the big wings and big over fenders, and those are like the old school Japanese car, race car, street.
Definitely makes some very impressive and aggressive kits for sure. And this right here just shows. It's just a little taste of what he does.
And I gotta say, with that long front nose or the front lip coming out, in Japan they usually call it like deppa, which is like buck teeth. But then that long front end coming out. Thank God he doesn't have any in clips here because he'll probably be running those over maybe, getting a little too close.
It looks like he's about to start right here. This is our first buy run right here. Our #1 qualifier, #4, Tetsuya Hibino.
Yep, so all he has to do for a buy run is make it out here, show us that his car will be able to drift it.
So he is one of our 5 buy runs that you'll see today. So
and you know he's not going to go easy either. He's going to give it his all, even though if it's a buy run. Beautiful way to take care of those first, second zones. Woo. Outside line on the 3rd zone, filled it really well. Takes it all the way to the touch and go. He actually fills the touch and go. Shows a lot of angle after that. Makes the transition. Great job through the outside zone 4 too. Beautiful run. Now you guys could know, or now you guys could see why this car qualified in the top spot.
Exactly. Right there, he just made that. He just literally owned that track right there. Amazing job. So the next battle coming up is going to be our 16 and 17 slot right here. It's going to be number 31. Kaidoi Sobagiri in his
Kodai
Kodai
Sobagiri.
Sobagiri in his R31 Skyline. Real cool looking car right there. Tandeming against him is going to be number 770, Yusuke Kusaba in that A90 Supra.
So look at this. This is probably the oldest FD Japan car versus the newest FD Japan car. The R31 Skyline, it's like the late 80s, I think it's late 80s. Late 80s Skyline. They didn't have a GTR model, but they had a GTSR model. I love those cars. That's why I know so much about it. But on the other hand, right here, this is the A90 Toyota Supra, debuted last year. You've seen a couple of the cars being driven in the States. Frederick Osbo, Ken Gushi. Everybody's still developing the car, but everybody says that it's a phenomenal car. They love it, you know?
Exactly.
And it looks good.
Yep, Team Cusco Racing did a really good job with it.
And Kusaba and Sobagiri, they're both young and upcoming drivers. They have a lot of skills. I think Sobagiri is about 25, 26, so he's very young. And Kusaba is probably a little over 30 or something like that, so not a veteran.
No, definitely know what they're doing, so.
We want to see that young guy, exciting driver type of, you know, I don't know how to explain it. You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah. We feel it in your voice, that enthusiasm. So here they are, they're lined up.
The young driver versus. You need to stop me.
So you're feeling that movie, so that's good.
We're about to kick off the first tandem battle.
Right here, with Kusaba on the chase right here. Sobagiri coming in. Real shallow in outer zone 2, and Kusaba just trying to stay right there and follow his line with him. Trying to match his angle into outer zone 3. And Sobagiri just trying to push through right there. Right here in the outer zone 4, and a few hiccups there by Sobagiri right there from the start, so let's see this replay right here.
All right, so what we can see, I like his exciting initiation right here. He goes the good rate to angle, bam, but it looks like he kicked it a little too much, a little too early. He totally missed outside zone 2, and that kind of was a major stall and a slowdown for the chase car. And it looks like the chase car is just trying to do his thing right there. And a little bit of a bobble there from the lead car, and very shallow angle going through here too. So it looks like he's really, really timid driving in this condition.
Yeah, definitely made it a little hard for Kusaba right there to try to get that clean chase run right behind him. Definitely had to give him a little hesitation on him, but let's see what Kusaba is going to do.
Yeah, because we always want a good lead run, so the chase car is confident to get on their door, you know?
So we'll see what Kusaba is going to do in the lead, as Sobagiri is on the chase right here.
Yeah, because you never know what's going to happen until you swap around and do 2 runs, because it's lead to lead against chase to chase. We're going to see how well the lead drivers are going to be driving, and how well the chase cars are going to be chasing.
See right here, you got Kusaba coming in, a little bit more into outer zone 2. Couldn't quite get all the way in there, but definitely threw a better line into outer zone 2. But then outer zone 3, right in that full outer edge of outer zone 3, and trying to carry it all the way through to the touch and go. But Kusaba's right there with him, trying to keep up with him, and coming in real tight for outer zone 4 for Kusaba.
All right, if I have to say lead to lead, definitely a lot more wider of a line and a lot more smoother run by the lead driver. But at the same time, Sobagiri had to play a little bit of a catch-up here. Doesn't take it all the way out and try to get on the same line, so he has to actually kind of take a shallower line. And obviously a shallower line means less distance to travel, so the car behind will be able to get closer. And I think he was just trying to get more proximity, but even right here, he does a B-line cut in right there where he has to play catch-up to the lead car. So
definitely, like you said, lead to lead, chase to chase. Kusaba definitely did throw a little bit more to give the chase person the not advantage, but that that line that they needed to be right there on his door.
Yeah, because if the lead car doesn't do a good job on the outside line, if you run a smaller line, then that means the chase car has to actually run a lot smaller line than that to play catch up or stay together. So definitely we want to see the lead car running the best qualifying run as possible, and the chase car has to match their line, match their angle, and be as close as possible.
It's going to be a big struggle for Outer Zone 2. But here we go. Ryan Lontaine for Kusaba. Kusaba for Yoichi, and Robbie with
Kusaba
Kusaba.
for Yoichi?
Same, yes. Vice versa.
So here we go.
Kusaba pushing through right there, getting the win.
770, Yusuke Kusaba gets the win. And now I got to say, car number 31, Sobagiri, is driving a 30-something-year-old car. And I think the rear suspension system is a semi-trailing arm or something like that. So that may be a little bit of a disadvantage, but hopefully he'll do a better job next time at the next round.
Yes, congratulating it to 32, but Kusaba taking the win right there. So next we have number 444, Takatoshi Imamaida, and with the 5X tires, Navigate Penske KRC, and then also we have number 53, Mitsunori Yoshimura. So Yoshimura right here on the chase, while we got Imamaida in the lead right here.
Very
pushing through
close.
right there. Nice proximity for the chase runner right there. Coming into outer zone 3. Trying to throttle through that and catch up a little bit more. Here it is right here for the touch and go. See how they're going to transition into outer zone 4 right here.
You know, I got to say, since it's raining right now and it's wet, Yoshimura is very aggressive. Yoshimura now is packing a SR20 versus Imamaida in a 2J. Let's go ahead and check this out again. I really like the proximity Yoshimura had right here. He just initiated a little bit later, but it's okay as long as he initiates before where he's supposed to. So I like the proximity overall. And I like Imamaida's line too. He pretty much keeps it on where he's supposed to be at. So this is pretty much very similar to his qualifier run. So he did a good job on the lead. So we have to say, right there, look at that. He gains, oh, look at that. He got really close to the lead car. But
overall, a good run by both of them right there.
Yeah, so a chase car, it's only good, or you can only do a good chase car behind a good lead car. And that's when you see a good tandem. When there's a good lead driver, there should be a good chase driver to chase them down. So that was a very, even though it was wet, and there was small flaws here and there, but for both drivers, they both did a good job. Overall, good proximity.
So the tables will turn right here. So let's see what Yoshimoto right here is going to do as the lead. Coming down into 3-2-1. Yoshimura, or he might have kind of fallen behind right there. Yoshimura trying to fill out all of outer zone 3 here, but Imamaida trying to keep up right here. A little struggling on that first, second, and third outer zone. And then right here in the touch and go, Yoshimura just pulling all the way through, and definitely like.
All right, so I'm not gonna say Yoshimura had a huge angle throughout the track, and it wasn't his best lead run, but he didn't make a huge mistake. He didn't go all the way out to the touch and go. That's true, he did cut in on the line, but at the same time, it looks like Imamaida got caught from the start. Look at Yoshimura does a good job right here, fills outside zone 2, and look at this big gap. There must be about 6 car lengths, and that is a huge gap. And it's not like Yoshimura is like trying to run away. If he was a lot straighter, then I would understand, but at the same time, the gap is just too huge right here, so we're gonna have to take that in consideration as well.
Man, and weren't you saying Yoshimura's, what's he running, SR?
Yeah, so I gotta say the rain is helping some of these drivers out because he doesn't need that much power to spin the tires, and it keeps it slick.
Exactly, he wasn't trying to run away at all. But I do like his start right there in outer zone 1 and 2. I mean,
that was pretty good, yeah.
But I don't know, he just came out of outer zone 2 a lot hotter than Imamaida. But here we go, Ryan for Yoshimura, Yoichi for Yoshimura, and Robbie for Yoshimura right there, pushing through. So Yoshimura is going to be pushing through to top 16.
Yoshimura gets the win. The SR beats the 2J, guys.
Right there.
I know there's like a big thing going on in the U.S. with social media, RB versus 2Js. But don't forget about the SRs, because there's a lot of guys rocking the SR in Japan too.
Exactly. So next up, we have 888 Kenji Yamada going up against number 168 Masa Minoa right here.
Masayo?
So we got right here, we got it once again, an SR and a 2J battle. So like we were saying yesterday, so Masayo is actually our only female driver.
Yeah, she's the only female. We usually have like 2 or 3 drivers, but this year she's the only one out there. So she's representing the girls.
Right here.
But here we go.
She did a good job during qualifying. What she's going to do right here in tandem battles. Falling a little bit behind and taking a real shallow line in outer zone 2. And Yamada just trying to give that lead run as good as he can, pushing through all the way in the outer zone 3. And Masayo right there trying to keep up with him on that outer zone 3 into outer zone 4 touch and go section.
Yeah, overall, she had to take a shallower line to keep up, and also the proximity wasn't really there. But at the same time, Yamada looked like he was having a hard time digging himself out of the outside zone 3. Let's go ahead and check out the replay right here. Look at the flare that Yamada has. He's a reverse flick going into outside zone 1 and 2. Good job there. Minoa does take a shallower line there. And right here, she gets a little bit closer, but at the same time, it looks like Yamada is having a hard time getting out of that zone. Maybe it's a lot slicker right there, but he carries the car all the way out to the touch and go. Does a very good job as a lead car right through here. And it looks like she needs a little more proximity. She had to get a little bit closer, but I think she was trying her best by taking a slightly shallow line in the lead car.
Yeah, that coming out of outer zone 3, she definitely kind of got out a little early and had a little bit more angle than Yamada, but that might have affected her hitting that touch and go, getting to outer zone 3, given that huge gap that she had. But the tables have turned now.
Yep, so
once
now...
Again, so we got Masayo is going to be in the lead while we got Yamada in the chase.
Yeah, so some people say, you know, it's like, oh, fast car, slow car. Just because the car's fast, that doesn't mean that you got an advantage. But sometimes it's like this. If you're behind a car that's slower in pace, I guess, it could hurt the chase car too. So here we go.
So Masayo in the lead. Nice entry coming in outer zone 2. Didn't quite get all the way into outer zone 2. Trying to give a nice wide line into outer zone 3, and Yamada's right there. Let's see how they come pulling out of outer zone 3 to this touch and go. Yamada's trying to catch up with that proximity. Definitely not a bad lead run right there.
Yeah, if I have to compare the lead runs from Yamada versus Minoa, it looks like she didn't carry the car to the outside zone as much, but very smooth. And what I have to bring up right here is her initiation was kind of late right there and very low energy, maybe because of the rain and stuff, but good job by making a smooth run by Minoa. Versus Yamada, looks like he isn't super close in proximity, but he is keeping her in check, letting her know that she is going to be right there with her. So it looks like he was mimicking his line well and her angle well. So let's see what the other judges have to say too.
Let's see this chase to lead run. Here we go. See what Ryan's got to say. He's going with Yamada. Yoichi Mimura going with Yamada, and Robbie going with Yamada. So Yamada will be pushing to top 16. Yamada took the win.
That was a good battle by our only female driver. Congratulations for her to making it out and also making it to the top 32. But Yamada takes the win this time. Hopefully she has better luck next time. Looking forward to the next round.
And possibly debuting her new car.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I heard too. Yeah.
We mentioned
Building a
that
new
yesterday
car or
during
something.
qualifying, so she's building a new car, so we'll see. But this is one of our other buy runs that we were talking about. It's going to be number 36, Kazumi Takahashi. He's at the line, ready to run.
He was the number 4 qualifier, so since we have 27 cars, he's going to be running his buy run.
So we'll see what he's got to do with TMS Racing Team Cylon tires right here, coming through into outer zone 1.
And this is a beautiful car with an aggressive driver as well.
Yep, it looks like he's not going to let up. I think he's going to give us a pretty decent run.
Yep, there you
Let's
go.
see
Look
how
at that.
loud he's
Takes
going to
it
scream right here.
all the way on the outside line. Very good job right there on the outside zone 3. Car is very stable. Not as outlined at the touch and go, but good angle, flicking it back, going to the outside zone 4. Beautiful car, beautiful job, nice run, aggressive driver.
Very
car
clean
sounds
run.
good.
Very clean run to be able to chase on right there.
See, now that's what we want to see out of a lead car.
Exactly. So congrats to him on getting number 4, getting that buy seat right there. Next, coming up to the line, we have number 18. It's going to be Tetsuya Iha. And he'll be going against
the wild child from Brazil.
Number 555-555, Ikuo Fausto. I see a lot of Fausto fans out there on the chat right now.
And every time he is up, he said, say, go Brazil.
Exactly. So go Brazil. Let's see what he's got to do for y'all out here.
Hey, but Iha is out here. He's repping everybody from Okinawa because he's from Okinawa.
Yep.
And also, we were talking about it yesterday where his car, he took a lot of weight out of it from last year. So this might be an advantage for him because he, a lighter car in the range should be a little bit better and predictable.
Yeah, so this big body car right here, you don't see too many crazy parts getting built for him. So they had to customize doors from him, fabricate some fiberglass doors, and drop some of that weight that's carried in those heavy, massive 4 doors that it has. But we're all used to seeing like JZX 100s and all that hit the tracks, but it's kind of rare to see a big boy Crown 200 series Crown out here. So let's see.
All right, so we are looking, actually looking for Fausto right now.
Looks like he might be.
Oh, I think he's leaving right now, but I mean, you got to be at the line. You got to watch out because we're going to start the 5-minute clock. We're going to have to call 5 minutes if you're not at the line when you're supposed to be. So
it looks like he's pulling up right now, but like you were talking about, Tetsuya Iha coming from Okinawa, so he's with Kartis Okinawa with Nor in this Crown. And then you also, or who we're waiting on right now, we have Ikuo Fausto with the Side X Japan with Sideways Experience in his S15, powered by a 2J. So let's see where he's at. Trying to get some word over the mic to see what his status is.
So I guess he did call his 5.
Oh, he did call his 5?
Yeah, he did call his 5.
There he is right there.
Something happened to his car.
There y'all can see. I don't know if it happened during practice or anything, but looks like he was doing some decent runs during practice, but I think they want to make sure that the car's 100%. So, hey, sometimes you just got to take that 5 to make sure you can run and get through top 32 to get to 16.
Okay, they are sending Iha back right now because Fausto did have to call his 5.
So if we get more word on Fausto, we'll let you all know for sure. But you can see right now they're under their car, working hard. His pit crew out there, his team, trying to make something happen for him.
All right, so I guess his 5 started earlier. He only has 3 minutes left to get his car back on the track. Man, that's just exactly what I don't want to see. Is a team that's ready to drive a car, or a driver that's ready to drive, but then the car not working for some reason. And usually, the reason could be something just like what we had a long time ago at Fuji, where Mad Mike was he had like a blown fuse or something like that, and that kept him from
something simple
going
like
out
that,
there.
yeah.
And something could be simple. Something could be like a major part issue. It could be an issue in a major part. It could be a motor, and it could be, like I said, easy as something like small as a fuse.
So it looks like they might be bumping the next bracket coming up, which
yeah, it's a run by Koichi Yamashita. He qualified 5th. So he's in the burnout box right now, as you can see. He's going to go ahead and do his run while we're waiting on Fausto.
So yeah, Koichi Yamashita with the Team Well JZX 100. He was our champ last year for 2020. It was definitely a rough year, not the year that we wanted to see, especially, Olympics getting canceled that year, and then us losing out on our last round.
Yeah, so what happened last year, I'll go ahead and explain that again. But what happened last year was he was leading the championship going into Suzuka. Then we had to cancel Suzuka. So what happened was we had to go ahead and give the championship to the leading at the time. So he won the series with 280 points. Kazumi Takahashi got 2nd with 274, and Andrew Gray barely missed 2nd and 1st place by having 267 points, which didn't give him the 5th championship because he already got 4. Now let's talk about his car. Look at this thing. It looks really aggressive. It's a different wide body kit. It's an original kit that was made by Weld and will be available to the public soon too. So
yeah, we spoke to them and they're like, yeah, we just fabricated this and it's a very aggressive kit, but it has nice lines to it, clean lines, nothing too crazy for most like wide body that you see.
Yeah, so this car has kind of it looks aggressive both ways, but here we go. This is last year's champion, Koichi Yamashita. You know he's not going to take it easy on his by run. Look at this, trying to fill it out. Oh, he looks like, I thought he was going to overshoot outside zone 3. But he kept it within the track.
Our number 5 qualifier right here, finishing up in outer zone 4. Nice clean run right there.
Yep, very nice run by.
Now we got to see him carry that through for top 16.
So let's see what's going on with Fausto's car before we get to the next battle. Oh, man. Damn. All right, so Fausto ran out of time.
You can see his team right there. His team right there just trying to get it up and running, but it just... We'll try to get more word on what happened.
Yeah.
It looks like they were right by the transmission area, so I don't know if he had transmission issues or what, but
clutch or something.
He didn't show anything during his practice run, so I'm not sure what happened. But making it this far, getting straight through qualifying yesterday, the crazy, dry, wet weather, and then for this to happen
right now, it's like, why does it have to happen now? It couldn't happen like 3 days ago.
I know. So that means that
Tetsuya Iha is going to be moving on.
He's going to be moving on.
Yeah, too bad for Fausto, but better luck for him next round. Very aggressive driver. And now let's watch this aggressive driver, Tetsuya Iha, all the way from Okinawa, driving this huge 200 Crown. But look at it. I mean, it looks like it moves.
That's the thing, though. You don't see these on the track. That's the phenomenal thing about this car.
I mean, this is probably the only 200 Crown that's a drift car.
Because, yeah, factory, they don't come with 1Js or 2Js or anything. So
it's... All right, here
he is.
Here we see Fausto, man. I mean, the emotions going through him right now.
Like, you don't understand the emphasis that he told us, how much he loves his Brazilian fans and he wants to show out for y'all. So you could see right there just on his emotion that he is very upset about this situation.
Yeah, guys. Just to let you know, as a driver, ex-driver, and point of view, it's like this is like the worst situation to be in, not being able to drive your car with this much confidence, and all your sponsors and your fans, they're all on your shoulders, and obviously they want you to do good, but really disappointing.
You can see the pride right there in what he takes and what he does, and for his team and his sponsors. So
yeah, but with that much emotion, I'm pretty sure he's going to bounce right back with a stronger driving.
He's an exciting driver to see, so it's very unfortunate we can't see him finish off today. But hey, we have high hopes for him. It's a huge season. We have 6 rounds this year, so
hey man, you got 5 more to go. You dropped one, we got 5 more to go. So you got to brush that off your shoulder and just keep on going, right?
Exactly. We have high hopes for him. Let's see. Right now, we got up at the line. It's going to be number 17, Jin Horino, going against number 90, Shinji Minoa. So we got Jin Horino right here with Good Ride Team Tops Racing with Project Mu, and then Shinji Minoa with Heyman Products and TM Labo.
Yeah, both drivers are veteran in the FD Japan season, but the only thing you see that's different is I think Horino is pretty much on the same car, same setup, same tires. Minoa is also on the same car from last year, same setup and everything, but he's on brand new tires. He's on some silent tires.
Right there. Silent tires right there, staple right on the side of his car. Changed the whole color scheme and everything to his ride, but man, still a beautiful build. Like we were talking about last year, much of his car is made of dry carbon, so it's super light.
Yeah, this car is pretty light. I think it's probably somewhere around like 2,800, 2,900 pounds or something.
We'll
very
see what
beautiful car, both cars. Yeah, but I was doing tech yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. It was yesterday.
2 days ago.
2 days
Friday,
ago. Yeah, I was helping them out doing tech. But Horino's car is really basic. I mean, I know it's got a 2J in it, but then he has a front radiator, and it's not like crazy cut out or anything. So
okay, yeah. Not
Yes.
like most of these cars running rear radiators, so that is pretty unique out here.
Yeah, I think a lot of the FD Japan cars, there's still those simple builds that they have that could still hang on to, you know, these top-notch builds
I mean,
as well. So
I mean, later on we got a pretty stock SR coming up, so
yeah,
I'm excited to see that.
But,
Yeah.
let's see what
Here
these
we
guys
go right
do.
here. We got Minot on the chase, Horino on the lead. Coming in with aggressive entry right here in outer zone 1. Horino carrying it all the way through to outer zone 2, but dipping out, but Minot right there following his run. Giving that same line, look at that. Minot is trying to gain that proximity right here, coming out of outer zone 3 a little early, but trying to drag through to outer zone 4. And carry that proximity into outer zone 4 right there.
All right, so I do see the chase car looking like they're almost. So
Wrong
this is
replay.
yeah, this is the wrong replay. This is Koichi Yamashita's by run.
But they'll get
Just
it
wanted
up.
to shove it in your face where his by run was very beautiful.
I
Maybe.
know. They'll show the kid off right there.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm not sure if they're going to show the replay in time or not, but then it looked like the lead car dipped the tire. The chase car was led into it, so he just basically followed the line the lead car did. Then when they did the transition, the lead car, since there was a slowdown, the chase car had to kind of almost straighten up. So they lost a lot of the momentum. And after the outside zone 3, it looked like Horino was kind of having a hard time leaving outside zone 3, and he was actually washing out. Here we go. Let's go ahead and check this out. Very nice flick by Horino. Tried to fill the outside zone 2, but he went a little too far. Minot was led into it. So he got back on line. Looks like Minot was running slightly smaller line, but Horino also getting a little bit too wide over here, and he kind of barely gets into the touch and go. And Minot was trying to give him pressure behind there with good proximity, finishing up the track. So the outside zone 4 too looked like Horino wasn't taking it all the way out to the outside line. Well, let's see what happens with Minoa now leading Horino.
So Minot on the lead and Horino in the chase right here. Let's see if Minot can throw that aggressive entry like Horino did. So here they are. Coming down into the 3-2-1 cone.
There we go. And
There we go. Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. Oh.
Nope.
It wasn't going to happen right there.
Nope. He did an aggressive flick, but couldn't hold on, and it looked like he over-rotated, so.
So like we just saw earlier, so his wife is the other one in the JZX. She's only female, so husband-wife combo out here drifting.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Minoa because, yeah, that flick that he made, he just rolled the dice there, but it didn't look like it came out good because the car looked like it over-rotated a little bit too much, and there was a huge, huge stall there and a slowdown.
Yeah.
And he had to wait. So that's not something we want to see. We do not want to see a backwards entry done because it's really hard to tandem behind that. So we usually tell the drivers that we can't see the lead car do a backwards entry. The lead car has to do a chaseable run, and most likely the other judges will probably take that lead run as an unchaseable run.
You're definitely right on that. I mean, it is cool seeing a reverse entry, I ain't gonna lie.
I think that's more for demos and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right. Here we go, Ryan over here for Horino, Yoichi and Robbie over for Horino. So
Horino moves on. Tough luck for Minoa that he tried to show us some skill on the crazy entry, but it didn't work out this time, so good luck next round. Horino will be moving on, going against last year's champion, car number 8, Yamashita.
There we are. There's his wife right there.
Yeah, there's his wife. So both, actually, both husband and wife, they are knocked out at top 32.
Unfortunately,
so
they didn't make
early
it.
weekend for them,
Yeah.
All right, now, before we go to the other side of the bracket, we will go ahead and show you guys some of the cool new commercials that we have. So this is a little break for everybody.
And we'll have to talk about them too later.
Yeah, let's
so
talk
check
about
them
that.
out.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウエット A。ウエット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら 雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心やる。
横浜
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Ikuo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
モティー
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウェット A。 ウェット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心やる。
横浜
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Ikuo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
The brightness, called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
And welcome back here to the G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan 2021 Round 1 of Top 32 here at the Suzuka Twin Circuit in the Mia Prefecture. Once again, I'm going to be your host, Kenny Harris. Alongside me is the judge, translator, and also commentator, Robbie Nishida.
My name is Robbie Nishida.
Robbie Nishida.
はい。そうですね。ケニーさん、
Yes.
どうですか今日は。
Very wet.
雨は強くないんだけどやっぱりウェットの Oh, I'm sorry. So the wet condition. As long as it's wet throughout the day, we're good.
Exactly,
As
and it's
long as
been
it's not
pretty consistent for everything. But
Ueo here, he was a number 2 qualifier. Katsuhiro Ueo, car number 15 is VR Power 180SX. He's going to go ahead and do his buy run. But let me go ahead and bring up some of the. You see some of the new commercials. I had a little background story about the Brid seat commercial.
I
that
know
they
with the
have.
samurai and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the meaning behind that is a samurai. The samurai sword is a protection. It's for protection for the samurai. There you go.
Nice,
Ueo,
clean, aggressive
very
entry
clean.
right there.
Outside line. He
Nice.
does knock over the second cone on the second outside zone. But look at that. He feels
getting real
he's
deep
one
in outer
tied
zone
off,
3.
but that's very, very deep. He kind of took a little bit of angle out over there after the outside zone 3. Man, very high speed right there, even though it's wet.
You can't get over that sound right there, and I know y'all can hear that because I try to get as close as I can.
Yeah, the VR, it sounds good.
But yeah, like you were saying about that commercial.
Yeah, the commercial. Yeah, so the samurai sword is basically a protection. It's not a weapon. It's not something to go out and chop people up with. It's their protection, and they wanted to kind of make that a J thing where it's a samurai because Brid seats are made in Japan. The seat is a protection for the driver, and also the whole Shibuya infamous
Shibuya
cross
crossing,
and
yeah.
everything. Yeah, so it's a very J commercial. So I thought it was pretty cool.
It is awesome, especially when you know the backstory behind it like that.
Yep. So
First looking at it, you're like, oh, cool, it's in the city, samurai, cool. And then all of a sudden, the seat comes out of nowhere. You would never expect it,
Yeah.
but there you are right there, the backstory behind it. Definitely cool.
yeah, so you gotta always have that in mind. You know, motorsports is very dangerous, and we need all the protection and the safety equipment we have to keep us safe and keep the drivers safe as well. Like these two drivers, they're both going to be in Supras, new and old. There must be like 20-something years in between
Battle of the Supras.
the first Supra, 80 Supra, and the newest 2020 A90 Supra.
So you got number right now on the screen, number 125, Yoshichika Tamagawa right here. It is JZA 80 Supra. He was here last year, definitely was showing out. Good to see him back out. Not much has changed, I don't think, for him for the most part for this year. So
Yeah, I think he has a pretty similar setup.
and if you didn't tune in last year, we were talking about him. This is actually, I think you said he got it for free, this Supra.
Yeah, he got the chassis for free. Just imagine, this is like a, I don't know, $30,000, $40,000 car. But back in the days when Supras were, you know,
A lot cheaper.
a lot cheaper, yeah, that's when he got it for free. So that's crazy. And now it's like back to becoming a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 car.
Exactly.
So. Versus we got this brand new build from last year. I'm sorry, not last year, this year. This is a brand new build. I think this is a 2020 model though, the
Okay.
chassis, but it's the A90 Supra. It just got built. It was getting prepped to drive in the D1 series, and they debuted it there. And I think this driver has something under his sleeves where he has another car coming, and that car didn't make it, so he's driving this car actually here this weekend.
Just to fill that slot for sure. But so that's Masataka Kawashima right here in his A90 Supra, who's going to be pushing through right here with the chase.
Yeah, brand new driver and a brand new build for this season. He's going to be competing in FD Japan full season. So let's see if the veteran is going to take on the newcomer.
Or we should say old versus new for Supras.
Driver experience in FD Japan and the car.
Here we are coming in. Nice little entry into outer zone 1 and 2. Oh, trying to hold on. Swing it back around for Kawashima right there. Pushing along right here, trying to catch that proximity back to Tamagawa. Tamagawa just pushing forward through the touch and go as Kawashima's just trying to close in for outer zone 4. But man, definitely that outer zone 2 coming out with that much angle definitely gave him a little disadvantage.
Yeah, I think he was really concentrating on giving the lead car pressure to keep the proximity there. So it looks like he is within good proximity, but the car looks like it didn't want to hold on to the angle, kind of over-rotated a little, so that kind of slowed him down.
Yeah.
It's almost like a spin out, half spin. He just pretty much played it off, and Tamagawa leading, he just kind of went on and did his own thing. So
definitely came real aggressive coming in and out of outer zone 2, and then outer zone 3, you saw how he threw a lot of angle on that chase, which kind of slowed him down a little coming into this hot area for the touch and go.
Yeah, so just got to know that, you know, it is a brand new build, brand new car, and I'm pretty sure seat time is very important for these guys too, especially in conditions like this. And you got to know that these cars, the builds are crazy, you know, it's not just a stock car. They have, you know, so many different suspension style, so many different power, tire grip, and everything.
Yeah, speaking of, both 2J power plants, so that's a big thing too right there.
Yeah.
But we'll see right here, like we said, lead to lead, chase to chase, huge comparison. We'll see what Tamagawa can do right here on his chase. Whoa, we get a red flag right here. So.
All right, so there's a restart, so it must be a cone or something at the start going through the chicane. It might be somebody jumping the light or not jumping the light. Okay, so he did hit a cone.
There you go. Hit a cone in the chicane, so that was the issue right there.
So it's going to be a restart for these guys. Man, that's a beautiful car.
It is.
Toyo tires, A90.
Aggressive steering angle for sure.
I think both cars, I think both cars are have life pad on life pad.
Oh, nice.
A90 and A80. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's just new and old, very similar, stylish cars. I mean, this is
you can see the different, not modifications, the facelift that was given from between the JZ80 to the A90. So it is cool to see the side by side, but definitely the A90 has that new day and age facelift, especially with the aggressive headlights and everything.
Yeah, that's beautiful headlights. And you know, there are a lot of fans that love the A80s too.
Yep.
And that's why they cost $30, $40, $50, $60,000 now.
Exactly.
And now it's a restart. There was a pylon touch by the lead car.
So we'll see right here, Tamagawa on the chase while we got Kawashima in the lead. Kawashima coming into 3-2-1, getting into outer zone 1. A little left a little early on that, but couldn't quite get into outer zone 2. Just touched it at the back end of it. And then coming around and not quite filling outer zone 2, but man, Tamagawa right there holding that same angle and trying to close in on proximity into this touch and go. Let's see what he's going to do right here for this outer zone 4. And left a almost lost it right there at the end, but Tamagawa definitely played it safe on that proximity.
Yes, he did. So let's go ahead and check out the replay. I mean, it looks like Kawashima is, you know, just still getting the feel for the car. Looks like he's throwing a little bit too much angle, and the car doesn't make it all the way out to outside zone 2. Barely nicks it at the end. Outside zone 3, he totally missed outside zone 3. Tamagawa looks like he's playing it safe to keep just enough proximity to be there, matching the angle on the line from the lead car. And over here after this, it looks like Kawashima kind of misses outside zone 4 too and almost goes into a spin right after the finish line.
Able to hold off right there. But yeah, definitely Tamagawa played it safe on the chase on there, but chase was a lot cleaner. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it was a lot chase.
If we're doing a comparison.
The lead in the chase by Tamagawa was a little bit cleaner, yeah.
Ryan, Yoichi, and Robbie pushing right to Tamagawa right there. So Tamagawa is going to push on, and he'll be going against Katsuhiro Ueno.
So hopefully we can see Kawashima come back with this brand new car. If he's coming back with this A90 Supra, definitely would like to see him be more used to the car. And I think he's this is the first time he's on Toyo tires. The R1Rs.
Hey.
Tongue twister.
Here.
But yeah, so you got to feel out and try to get used to the car as much as possible with all the new utensils you have.
You've been hanging out with me too long.
I know. My name is Kenny.
Maybe you need to cut the mic so you can't hear me talk, and then there you go, you'll be fine.
No.
So here we go, coming up to the line, we have number 38 in the JZX100, Tadahiro Fukada. And then in number 13, Yasuhiro Takaki in the 180SX.
Yeah, so let's see how Takaki is going to do. Earlier when we were watching the tandem practices, Takaki was like going wild at the entry.
Yeah.
This is going to be an exciting driver chasing a very veteran, smooth.
Yesterday he was real smooth. Yeah, yesterday
yeah.
Both runs were real smooth. Nothing too crazy, but let's see what Fukada's going to give him. Oh,
and
once again.
Whoa!
Talk about a close call right there.
And Fukada is just going to go ahead and do his own thing, but you have to make sure that Fukada finishes the track without zeroing or incompleting, because this is going to hurt him too. You don't want to double incomplete. And it looks like Fukada safely finishes his track and his run.
I want to see this replay because, man, they had to graze each other at least a little bit.
I'd be kind of mad if I was a lead car and all of a sudden a car is backing into my front end.
Well, like we said, Takaki was coming in hot all practice, so I don't know if he's trying to throw a statement out there, but let's see right here.
Yeah, right there.
Throw a super hard angle right there. Ooh.
Man, that would, I don't even know what.
I wish it wasn't raining to get that drone footage because, oh, man.
I mean, I think Fukada probably saw it. He was probably like, what the? He's like, I'm used to seeing the side of the car, but not the back end of the car.
Exactly.
So 180SX taillights, yeah. Yeah, so Takaki looks like he's having a hard time on this rough surface that we have right now. It's full wet. But it's equal condition for all the drivers because everybody's getting the same amount of practice, same amount of time of practice from yesterday and today. So now we're going to have to see what Fukada is going to do. But, I mean, the way Takaki is right now, if I was Fukada, I would be like,
you can see them like kind of giving each other head nods and stuff right here. Just a second ago, you saw them just kind of looking at each other. But here they are right here. Takaki's going to be in the lead. Fukada in the chase. Like we said, Takaki, is he going to come aggressive here? Or is he going to try to make this at least a chaseable run? Oh, came a little bit more subtle. Didn't even hit outside zone anywhere close. And Fukada's just trying to get some of the zones, but he's trying to close that proximity and just hold the same angle at the same time. And like we were saying, Fukada just carrying all the way through like he does.
Yeah, so
smooth.
All right, so Takaki did miss outside zone 2 completely. He darted right in.
You see it right here.
Yeah, let's check out the replay right here. Fukada is giving him good enough safe space and proximity. And if you don't chase it, it's going to be a, how can I say it? He can get an incomplete too. And it looked like he was starting to build a gap right here, but the gap was probably made because Takaki totally missed outside zone 2. Right here, he pretty much straightened out a lot more than we would want him to, and right here, he makes a major mistake and it understeers and basically drives straight through outside zone 4 area. So this is a tough one for Takaki. It doesn't look like he has his stuff together, but right Fukada looks like he's going to be moving on.
Ryan, Yoichi, and Robbie pushing right to Fukada for the win. Fukada's pushing forward to top 16. But yeah, like you mentioned, right before that all started, how aggressive, and sure enough, just threw that angle in. You can see right here, coming up is going to be number 19, Yuichi Amagai. You just saw he lost his mirror during practice run. Very unfortunate. It flew right off. But then right here, warming up his tires, you got number 666, Shuichi Mano in his S13 1 Via. It's definitely cool seeing old school.
Yeah, 1V. I don't. Is
this
this 1V? I think it might be the only one. But in the States, it's the 240 SX with the 180 front end. Never came with the Sylvia front ends. He chose to make it 1V. He said he likes the style. So that car is packed with the 2J as well. But it looks like Amagai's engine is probably punching a little bit more horsepower. But it's an equal condition because it's wet out. So it's all about drivability and how well the car is going to handle and grip. So.
And both cars having a change up on their livery this year. So Amagai was that like olive OD dark green look last year.
Yep.
Wanted to kind of throw a shout out to his sponsors with this color and match them up right there. And then you got Mono over here with his changed up livery too.
Yeah, his is pretty much looks like the similar color, but there's a different livery on it.
So we'll see. I mean,
So-
both 2J platforms, so.
Yeah, both 2Js, but you got an S15 versus a S13. But this is like a grandkid and grandfather.
Just like we just saw.
And then that one has like a 30-year gap. This is more like a 10. Here we go.
Here we are. So Amagai in the lead, Mono in the chase. Amagai coming in real hot in now zone 1, but Mono not phased by it, trying to push through. Oh! Let's see if Mono can try to get this proximity close a little. Amagai lost a lot coming into outer zone 2 and is definitely paying the price right here coming to outer zone 3. Both finding each other in the touch and go into outer zone 4. And man, very unfortunate for Amagai right there.
Yeah, let me go ahead and check the replay. I want to see what happened with the chase car and see how close he was. And if he made a mistake, I want to see if that's on the lead car or not. But it was kind of obvious where Amagai was coming in really, really hot. And he goes a couple tires off, almost all tires off. Then he straightened completely. And I think Mono was basically led to that. So I would have to say the lead car pretty much gave Mono a bad line to chase. So that was a big mistake by Amagai right there. And this is going to hurt him a lot on this battle, I would say.
So
I don't know what the other judges have in mind too, but in my eyes, it looked like the lead car kind of led the chase car into the mistake that the chase car did. So that's a big mistake that Amagai did. So now we're going to have to see what Mono has when he's leading.
It only takes one big mistake, or we could say even small mistake, to make the difference. So even though, you know, Amagai made that mistake in outer zone 2, kind of slowed him up in outer zone 3, Mono, we don't know what he's going to push out right here.
Yeah, that's the beauty of tandem, because until they swap places, lead to lead, chase to chase, you never know what's going to happen till the end. So let's see what these guys are going to do on their second run.
So Mono in the lead, Amagai in the chase. Here we go, coming into the 3-2-1. Mono coming in. Nice subtle flick into outer zone 1. Riding it through to outer zone 2. Not too bad. Amagai trying to get that angle back for outer zone 3. Coming in a little shallow out of outer zone 3 to the touch and go. Definitely like that proximity. Amagai trying to force that thing back around in outer zone 4, but spinning out right at the end right there.
All right, so we would have to take everything in consideration, lead to lead, chase to chase. And depending on what the other judges had in mind too, if the lead car led the chase car into the mistake earlier. Here it looks like Mono did a really good job on outside 1 and 2. He fills the zone very well. Amagai was right behind him, good proximity. Not so deep on outside zone 3, but good enough from Mono. Then right here, Amagai straightens out, huge mistake over there right before the touch and go. Doesn't go near the touch and go, and right around here too, he gets a little
Took it a
too
little
carried
bit.
away on trying to get proximity on mono and spins out through the finish line, and that is an incomplete for the chase car right there. So
Like you were saying yesterday, whenever they come through the finish, they have to finish strong, not spin out. So here we go, Ryan for mono, Yoichi for mono, and Robbie for mono right there. So fortunately, Amagai will not be going on, and 666 Shuichi Mano is going to be pushing on to top 16.
yeah, but I do like the aggression Amagai had on entry. He was really coming in hot, and he was trying to give him pressure to win back what we would vote for, but it didn't turn out to be his weekend. Mono moves on. The only one via in FD Japan.
And we're down to our last 4 top 32 runs, and this one coming up is actually going to be a bye run for Manabu Fujinaka. His TCP Magic RX-7 FD 3-rotor with good ride tires.
Yeah, so this is a brand new, he said the brand new motor setup with the 3-rotor. This car sounds amazing. You can probably hear him coming down the straight here too, but
He's a die-hard rotary lover, he said though.
yep, he's been in this FD for many years, so he knows this car inside and out.
Let's see what he's going to show us right here. You're about to hear the noise. Here comes the noise.
Car sounds great, looks great, and his
Good run right there.
yeah, it's a nice run by Fujinaka. He makes it look easy in an FD, and I always thought that FDs are very hard to drift in. But he proves me wrong by qualifying third out of the 30-somewhat drivers that we had yesterday, and made it into the top spot, or the third place spot for the top 32, where he gets a bye run. And now he will have to sit and wait to see who he is going to go against for top 16. Is it either going to be car number 448, Yoshia Esaki, or car number 64, Yoshimi Mori?
We'll see right here. Like we were talking about a few rounds back, is this is that 360 horsepower SR?
Yeah, he was saying, oh, he only has 360 horsepower, and I really think that this wet really came into his favor
It definitely did.
this weekend, because it looked like he was struggling from outside zone 3 to the touch and go, but I think this wet surface is actually giving him a slick enough surface to be able to slide over and not have to correct as much as he anticipated.
So yeah, this is his first year here with Formula Japan. So welcome. We'll see what kind of statement you're going to throw with that lower horsepower than everybody else, but it's still been pretty good for him.
Yeah, and going against Esaki is Mori. We were bringing it up before, but his car number used to be 63 last year, and it's 64 now because it must have been his birthday.
He's our oldest driver.
He must be the oldest professional drift driver
Yeah.
all over the place. I'm not sure.
I mean, 64 to have that, body condition, be that healthy
And
enough.
the drive to want to do this, and
Exactly.
the whole mind control, and because it's a mind thing and it's a bodily thing, and obviously everything.
And you'll see
comes
later
to
on this
play.
season how warm it gets, and these guys are dealing with race cars here. They're not AC driven, amazing cars, so it's going to get warm too, but definitely good to see him back out here again.
Yep, and he's a year older, a year wiser, a year more experienced in FD Japan. So let's see what he's got going against this newcomer, Esaki. And I know Mori's car is packed with a 2J, and it probably makes a pretty good amount of horsepower. So he might be double right here. So we're going to see both S15 chassis. One has a lot more horsepower with a very experienced driver. The other one has a lot less horsepower with the inexperienced driver in FD Japan.
Newer,
though.
yeah,
I'm
newer
not
in
saying
FD,
drifting,
yeah. So Esaki with the Origin Labo Racing S15, while we have Mori with the T4. Here they go right here. Let's see what Saki's going to do right here, kicking into outer zone 1, filling outer zone 1. Realize, but Mori just losing it right there.
It looked like he couldn't initiate, then car just kind of went whoop.
But let's see right here. Let's see what Saki's going to finish off with. Look at that, pushing through, throttling into the touch and go right here. And finishing off strong in outer zone 4, trying to get as much as you can. Definitely was pushing a pretty nice lead run.
All right, so now let me tell you, Esaki's lead run was very good.
It was.
It was very clean.
This replay is going to show right here.
And like I said, I mean, this wet surface is probably coming into his favor a lot this time. But let's check this out. It looks like Mori didn't initiate where he wanted it to, and the car got caught.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it like flinged. Look at Esaki filling both of the first two zones, making it all the way out on outside zone 3. Very nice car control in this condition. Now, this is the part where he was struggling when it was dry, but since it's wet, he makes it all the way out to the touch and go. Very good job by Esaki. And Mori is nowhere near him because he did spin out after the outside zone 1.
So there you go. Now coming up the swapping around right here, we're going to have Esaki on the chase while we have Mori on the lead. So let's see if Mori can get that entry down right there. Like you said, we're not sure what happened right there. It looked like it just stuck, and then all of a sudden...
Yeah, I think maybe he had a little bit too much grip and couldn't initiate. And it kind of flinged out without him noticing it, and just couldn't hold on to the angle.
Anything can happen. It's chase, lead. So we'll see, but looks like Mori got a pretty decent entry there, but Saki's right on his tail, pushing through into outer zone 3.
Spins out
and
again.
And they missed a collision. Woo! That's good save by Esaki right there, and unfortunate for Mori, losing it in outer zone 3 right there.
Okay, guys, this might be an obvious one, and I'm not going to say anything until it comes out, but I mean... Oh, no. Mori just couldn't handle the wet track this time, so...
Practice, he had some pretty good runs going, so I'm not gonna shortchange him at all. He definitely had some really good practices going on, but like you said, it comes down to this the pressures of the tandem battle. Here you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of pressure. But look at Esaki there. I mean, he's keeping a good amount of distance, staying behind Mori, and good thing he wasn't too close where maybe he could have had like some kind of contact. But good job by Esaki not
avoiding that contact.
Yeah, hitting Mori from the back. But you know what? Look at that. The 360 horsepower SR moves on to the top 16 for the later battles. He will be going against car number 808, Manabu Fujinaka, in his 3-rotor FD.
So congratulations, Esaki, on that, pushing on to top 16. But man, he's got a pretty big battle coming up for him next round. So next, many of y'all know the next driver coming up, 4-time champ with Team Kazuma with Power Vehicles, number 100, Andrew Gray in that FC, going against RC. What did I say? FC. RC, because he's going against an FD right now. That's why. Going against Junji Yamamoto in the 2J-powered FD.
Making everything complicated. Let's just call it a Lexus versus a RX-7.
There you go.
Here we go.
Andrew coming into the outer zone 1, not too aggressive on his entry, but man, Yamamoto in the back just throwing some angle. Coming to outer zone, filling outer zone 3 really well from Gray right there. Gray coming into this strip, into the touch and go. And Yamamoto getting all over the place with that. Finishing off in outer zone 4 right there.
Yeah, not a super aggressive entry by Andrew Gray, but he looked like he wanted to make sure that it was going to be stable and try to keep a good line, because he was on a good line. So let's go ahead and see the replay right here. Not a huge flick by Andrew Gray, but he is trying to stay into outside zone 1. Gets into outside zone 2, but behind him where Yamamoto was kind of, he totally missed outside zone 2.
He's getting too wild at
and outside zone 3 just to keep the proximity and try to give him pressure. But he still falls back over here, and there's a big gap in between the two cars. Looks like Andrew is just being careful to, do a clean run up front.
Yeah, he definitely hit all those zones, definitely like real clean, subtle, but missed kind of some of the dynamics of that initial entry. And then if you saw right behind him, Yamamoto right there just throwing that crazy angle. So we'll see what he's going to do as the lead, because that's definitely going to be complicated to follow with someone flicking that much angle.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to match up that angle that Yamamoto did throw behind, especially in this wet.
But then, like we saw, it affected everything after that. He threw that crazy angle, but then he didn't even hit outer zone 2, struggled with 3, so...
Yeah, so drifting is weird. I mean, the course, it's all about balance, how well line, angle, power, grip, everything, car. It's all about balance. So here we go. Let's see what Yamamoto's going to do in front. Oh, looks like Yamamoto either...
Hit a pylon. Find it out right now. I think he might have hit a pylon, but we'll see right here.
I think he did hit a cone, so...
All weekend, Yamamoto's been coming in wild, and I mean, the angle that he has on that car, the front steering angle is insane. But like we were talking about before, he wasn't here last year, and the year prior to that, he was in an orange RX-7 FD, but it was rotary powered.
Yeah, that was a two-rotor turbo, and he changed everything up during last year. He took a year off, and now he is in a 2J swapped FD. There's his crew watching how Andrew Gray is going to be doing against Yamamoto. You saw earlier Gray was cleaning his windows from the inside because, hey, there ain't no AC or any kind of defroster in these cars because they're race cars.
Oh, yeah, and shout out to his wife. She was unfortunately couldn't make it, so we want to throw a shout out to her.
Yeah, and congratulations to them for the #2 baby.
Yes.
She's pregnant right now, sitting at home, and his son Finley. Shout out to them. And let's see what Yamamoto is going to do.
As the lead right here. Here they are, getting ready to go. Yamamoto in the lead, Gray on the chase. Here they coming in. Yamamoto really subtle on that entry on outer zone 1. Oh, straightening up right there.
Yeah.
Oh, man, and then coming into outer zone 3, Gray just being real cautious on that, but closing his proximity coming into outer zone 3. Keeping that nice angle right there, trying to drag it all the way through the outer zone, or the touch and go to outer zone 4, and Gray closing in his proximity right there in outer zone 4. Oh, and keeping it nice and, keeping that suspense up to the end.
All right, so there is, let's see, a few things at the lead car. It's a should have, could have, would have, I guess, but low energy entry, he knocks over those 2 cones. Totally misses outside zone 2, and there was a big wobble there. And doesn't fill the outside zone 3 as well as he should be. Kind of washes out a lot on outside zone 3 and afterwards. And right here too, gets it into the touch and go somewhat. It looks like it's been kind of shallow, so it looks like he's watching out so he doesn't spin out. But right here too,
Man.
A very low energy way to end the track.
Look at the size difference in cars though.
Yeah, that was a huge car versus the smaller car, but they're both sports cars.
Yep.
And
I'll give you that. Andrew did have a good mimic on everything that Yamamoto was throwing at him, and that's the big thing right there. That just shows how much control he has over his car.
Yeah, and also his tactics. You don't want to do something crazy when you don't have to do it.
Exactly.
So congratulations to Andrew Gray. He is moving on to the top 16 spot, and too bad for Yamamoto. He will be going home this weekend earlier than he was probably expecting, but that's a brand new build by him with the 2J ZR7. And another shout out to Andrew Gray's family watching from back home. You guys will still have to watch us and hear us because you'll be cheering him on. He's moving on.
Top 16, exactly.
And now we have car number 80, Yuta Komatsu. He is driving the IS350, packed with the 2JZ versus slightly older four-door car, but everybody's favorite JZX 100. This also has a 2JZ, car number 73, Ikuo Saito. He was out last year, right?
He was out. He took last year off, and then he's coming back. But he says he's here for the whole season. He's ready to fight for the top positions, and we're going to see right here because Komatsu's starting to get a little bit better feel of his vehicle. Last year was his new debuted IS350. Getting a little bit more seat time out of it and a little bit more control, but we'll see because it seems like he may have struggled a little during practice, but you never know. This is the time to shine right here.
Exactly.
You can have
Practice means nothing.
Exactly.
If you can't do it right here. So the IS is probably not super. It's not a super popular car as a drift car, but a very nice looking car with the Kazama kit on it versus the JZX 100. Everybody knows what the JZX 100 is. Look at that rabbit on the back of his car.
Yep. Representing his rabbit.
His rabbit, yeah.
Yep. What is
Saito,
it? Mugi-chan, right?
Mugi-chan, yeah. And Saito's in this red car. He's been in this red car 2 years ago too when he was competing in FD Japan. So let's
here
see
we
how
come.
it goes.
Komatsu coming in with a nice entry into outer zone 1, getting a little bit, too crazy to outer zone 2, but trying to push through, which caused the chase runner to fall a little off. Yuta trying to come through and trying to carry it all the way through to the touch and go to outer zone 4. And finishing off right there, but man, definitely rough. Nice entry into outer zone 1, but man, that zone 2, that end part right there has definitely been catching a lot of these guys.
Yeah, he looked like he went a little too wide at the end of outside zone 2, which made him make a major correction, and this may have affected the chase car. So let's go ahead and check this out. It looks like Saito was trying to get back on his line.
Looks like Komatsu had a crazy line on outer zone 3, which made him leave a lot later than he wanted to probably.
Yeah, so I think it doesn't look like the chase car was affected totally from the course out by the lead car. The outside zone 3 area where Saito kind of had a huge correction there, and I am guessing that maybe the momentum that he was supposed to have going into outside zone 3 was messed up by the lead car going off course, but definitely that was about 3 tires or something like that, so I'm pretty sure that might be an incomplete for the lead car too.
But it's changed around now, so Komatsu's going to be chasing, so we'll see what Saito's going to do here for the lead. So here's Saito in the lead, Komatsu in the chase. Ooh, both coming in nice and aggressive in outer zone 1, but definitely missed outer zone 1 there and outer zone 2. Komatsu trying to keep that proximity on him to make up. But Saito right there throwing hard angle into outer zone 3 and missing outer zone 3. And Komatsu not even phased by just trying to keep that proximity to Saito. And Saito pushing along while Komatsu over here filling it out zone 4 right there. Chase was a lot nicer. Had a nice clean, fluidity with the lead driver. But
yeah, definitely not the best lead runs we saw today here by Saito. Not as deep into outside zone 1, totally misses outside zone 2. Has a very, very small line, doesn't make it all the way out onto outside zone 3. Behind Komatsu made a correction, a little correction going into outside zone 3. And right here, it looks like Saito is kind of running away. He didn't make any of the outside zones. We're going to have to evaluate everything right now.
yeah, definitely missed all zones, so that's kind of going to be a big factor. But also, Komatsu had that huge mistake coming in, out of outer zone 2, so judges are talking. We're going to see what they're going to come with, but you can see up in the left, drivers waiting for the judge's call. Whether we're going to get a... There you go. There's a replay where he dipped 2 tires, it almost looks like. 1 for sure, and then riding that whole zone, but leaving a little late out of the zone, causing Saito a huge correction. With a finish right there to outer zone 4. So definitely Komatsu did hit the zones. Kind of probably took a bit too much off on outer zone 2, but
and I just noticed that this is the last battle of our top 32.
we didn't even say that. Yeah, this is the last battle, so sorry, but there you go, one more time. I didn't want to say it, but I was feeling one more time because, man, that's very hard to call right there.
Yeah, let me go ahead and explain that. I think all 3 judges agreed on this too, and we didn't discuss about it, or we didn't discuss it. We all just agreed upon it, but the lead car went off, but then the chase car making the huge correction in outside zone 3, we did not put that on the lead car, so definitely it was just the lead car made a mistake, chase car made a mistake. Both of the cars didn't make a huge mistake on the second run, where Saito was a very, very smaller line versus the chasing car Komatsu made a small mistake at outside zone 3, but it was good enough to do it one more time.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and see these two drivers duke it out here to see who's the winner to move on to the top 16 going against Andrew Gray.
So back at it, Komatsu's on the lead, Saito on the chase. See if Komatsu can do a better line here into outer zone 1 to outer zone 2. Looks like he's coming in real aggressive into outer zone 2, but keeping it and carrying it through. A lot cleaner than last run. Riding into outer zone 3, taking all of outer zone 3 and then pushing forward, but losing a little bit right at the outer zone 3. Coming into the touch and go, and Saito not phased, keeping that proximity, closing it. Oh, but Saito with a huge correction right there. Anticipating that Komatsu was going to roll out off of that one.
It was wild but not clean from both drivers, but a little exciting to watch right now. Let's go ahead and see. The lead car was throwing a lot of angle towards the end of outside zone 2. I thought he was going to lose it. But right here, a lot of angle going outside zone 1, outside zone 2. The chase car had to run a smaller line, and right here too, threw a little bit too much of an angle and had a small stall, but it doesn't look like it affected the chase car right there. Now both of the cars coming through, going into outside zone 4, but right there, Saito looks like there was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
He straightened out pretty, I would have to say that's a small straightening, but it's actually a major part on this time because the lead car didn't make a major mistake like that.
Yeah, I don't know if he was anticipating that Komatsu, whenever he dipped that rear tire on that transition, if he was going to lose it or what, and that's why he straightened up a little, but can't
but you're just gonna, you know, you can't, you're just gonna have to go for it because you can't predict what the lead car is going to do. And you know, some people do pull it off, and you'll be surprised what happens out here. So let's see what happens with the chase car now leading.
So Saito in the lead and Komatsu on the chase here. Possibly could be our last battle for the top 32 right here. So let's see. Oh, and Komatsu losing it right there. Oh. Trying to catch back up right here. Komatsu pushing through. And Saito just running real shallow on his lines and not being able to hit some of those zones. Let's see this replay. Let's catch this out right here. So we got Saito coming in. Nice flick by both of them, but Komatsu came a little bit too hot on that entry. Looks like he dipped 3 tires in outer zone 2. And then losing it because he lost his angle out of outer zone 2 and came in outer zone 3 a little shallow and coming in a little bit too much, losing a lot. And Robbie's doing his checking out the replay and see what he's got. So how's it look there, Robbie?
I was taking a break right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
This is the last battle, and it looks like Komatsu made a huge error at the initiation. Saito's lead run was nowhere near being one of the best.
Still kind of was missing those zones.
But yeah, he was off on the zones, didn't fill any of the zones. He was kind of taking his own line. But at the same time, the lead car was drifting, and the chase car was supposed to try to mimic that as much as possible, you know. So I would have to say, yeah, the huge mistake that Komatsu made could be hurting him right now.
Definitely came way too aggressive into that zone. Maybe should have played it a little bit more safe, but you know, when you're out here, tandem battles, it's where you want to lay it all out. So let's see what these judges have to say. Let's see. Got the view of 3-2-1 cone coming up in outer zone 1, rolling into outer zone 2. So you can see how kind of close they are. Let's see. So our last run for top 32. Got our top 16 results. So just remember, after top 32, we'll have top 16 starting around 1 o'clock our time here. So please make sure you come back and check us out for top 16. We can introduce you to the top 16 qualifiers and see who can win round 1 of Formula Drift Japan 2021 series here at Suzuka Twin Circuit in the Mie Prefecture. But man, it took 15 runs or to get through to one more time action going on. So let's see. I was just mentioning it took us 15 runs. We finally got a one more time on the 16th.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and check out this replay one more time. Komatsu's lead run for the one more time. Now, Komatsu does a good job on the outside zones. Hesitant on the transition, but makes it all the way out to the outside zone 3. Saito is right there behind him. Now, both cars coming out here. Looks nice and smooth. And this is where we want to point out real quick. Right there. Right there. So what happened right here was Saito was chasing, and at the transition right before the outside zone 4, he zeroes out there. So that's an incomplete because he straightens the car out. Now let's look at this. Look at the lead car where Saito doesn't fill the zone as much as the lead car Komatsu did. And right here misses outside zone 3 totally. And right there, doesn't get anywhere near the touch and go. Doesn't get anywhere near the outside zone 4. Now, Komatsu's all over the place right here, but he already incompletes at the outside zone 2. So now we have to take in consideration both cars were chasing, and both cars zeroed out on their chase runs.
That's true. So, yeah, you're right on that.
So now we have to look at rules, lead to lead, chase to chase. Now we have to look at both of the cars, who did a better job on their lead run, and
vice versa.
Yeah, both of the chase runs were pretty much an incomplete, so we have to just compare the lead runs.
That's a lot right there. So we'll see right here what the judges had to say. That's a good breakdown of it right there. From lead to lead, chase to chase, everybody forgets about that. They just compare the battle that's going on.
I
right
almost
then and
forgot
there.
about that right
Exactly.
now too. Yeah.
But putting them both up against each other, lead to lead, chase to chase, it definitely paints a better picture on how the results are going to come out. So curious if we're going to get a winner or we're going to get what's going to happen out here. So once again, if you're just joining us, we went through a one more battle for number 80 Yuta Komatsu and number 73 Ikuo Saito. And here we go. Ryan for Komatsu one more time for Yoichi Imamura, and Robbie for Komatsu on that. So Komatsu is going to be pushing on to top 16 by literally a thread.
Yeah, and I was just reminded that as well. So it would have been a close call. We had to compare the lead to lead runs by both drivers, since both of the drivers did incomplete when they were chasing, and I had to actually watch a replay too because I wasn't thinking that it was that severe.
Yeah.
But we had to relook that, and we had to go ahead and go with what we made the call. And I see how Imamura gave them one more time as well, because maybe in his eyes the lead chases or the lead cars, the lead runs might have been a little bit closer, and maybe he took what was better and what wasn't and gave them one more time.
True, and
But,
that's what everybody has to take into consideration. Like you said, you got to look at the lead to chase to chase. If you don't put those side by side, you'll get clouded by what you're seeing right then and there. So
Exactly, and it doesn't matter if you incomplete at the first turn or the last turn. An incomplete is an incomplete. So we can't we can't judge you upon what kind of driving you did if you do get an incomplete. So just another replay right here to show Komatsu filling the outside zone.
But Saito's coming back for some more fury. I mean, he's here to stay, so we're expecting to see good things. Definitely struggled on the zones, but I feel that he's going to come back with
Oh yeah, definitely.
more to show us.
Yeah, I think there you go, right there. He did straighten out.
Yeah.
Major straightening by him at the transition. But here we go, and we're going to watch Komatsu zero out right there. And Saito struggles to get into the zones.
And if you're tuning in, like if you didn't watch qualifying yesterday, that part where he straightened up at the end is a critical part. And that's what we were talking about. That can cause that incomplete, and that's what happened with Saito on that. So just for the people out there that are just curious about where the call's played at.
You can't do good 80% of the track.
Yeah,
you have
true.
to do 100%
All the
100%
time.
of the track.
Exactly. But look at this downpouring skies going down. So looks like we just came to an end. So we have our top 16 qualifiers, and we'll probably be, we'll be back here soon. What, 1 o'clock is top 16?
Yeah, I'll give you the time in a minute, but we will go into a short break before we talk about what time we're going to start the top 16. There you go. You see us?
You can see how we're
Which
kind
way?
of
This way. Where is the camera? Man,
It's I don't. Just wave. But you can see how they got it sheltered
That
in
way.
because it's raining pretty bad out here. But yeah, you got the crew out there cleaning up the grounds, getting all these bumpers and everything collected. But yes, we really do appreciate y'all checking us out for this top 32. But before we go anywhere, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and
we'll be right back.
we'll be right back.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウェット A。ウェット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心やる。
横浜
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
Motorsports.
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウェット A。ウェット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
モティー
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.